movie is going to affect people and they're going to want to tell you about their life. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could. I'm just curious about
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally?
Well, Blake Lively is getting canceled. And as someone who is a big fan of Gossip Girl, and I love Blake Lively, I'm disappointed. But we gotta talk about this, okay? Because this brings up a lot of very important topics, I feel like, surrounding domestic violence. And you know, to be honest with you, I've only read one Colleen Hoover book, okay? I didn't know what it was about, and when I was initially seeing all the things that people were posting, I kind of had to like find my way through the drama because I didn't really know exactly where it was stemming from. But the most important piece of information that I've gathered is that people are upset with the way that Blake Lively is choosing to promote this movie and how she's going about it, considering the fact that it deals with sensitive topics like domestic violence. She's playing a character of someone who was being abused by her partner. With that, I feel that, you know, you should have some sort of passion towards helping others who are struggling through that, because a lot of people are going to go and watch the movie that have maybe been in those situations, and I feel like this could have been a really good opportunity for her to bring more awareness to it in the things that she chooses to talk about. But unfortunately, a lot of the things that she's chosen to say have been a little questionable. Lots of talk about clothing and her outfits and things that are looking a bit artificial and raising people's eyebrows and making people look at her a little bit different.
This is your night, mister.
No, this isn't my night. This is a night for all the women who we made this movie for.
We hear a news story, the question that's always asked is, why did she stay? And that's the wrong question.
Yeah.
What we need to be asking ourselves is, why do men harm?
Denise Versace dress, 2002, the butterfly dress. It meant so much to me because of what she meant to me. Like, she was just somebody who represented love and beauty. And
Lily Bloom is, oh, look at me in flowers, Lily Bloom. It's neoprene. It's just like go deep sea diving.
It Ends With Us is in theaters now, so grab your friends, wear your florals, and head out to see it.
But not only that, her choice of how she's choosing to promote her own products during this is raising some red flags. Now, it's very important to mention that there were alleged fights over creative differences. It said that Blake wanted the main character to be more her aesthetic and vibe, whereas Justin wanted to keep the main character in the movie as close to the book as possible. Blake wanted to change her style and her clothes, and to be honest, the things I've seen about what this character is wearing, it doesn't fit the vibe of the character. But apparently there were arguments over how the character was styled, and that's so bizarre to me because this movie is about DV, but this delays the movie production. And I also want to say her consistently talking about her outfits during the promotion doesn't really help the case at all. And interestingly enough, after the production got delayed, Ryan Reynolds gets involved behind the scenes, and apparently Colleen Hoover, Blake, and Ryan are all good friends in real life. So obviously this muddied things up a bit. So Justin wants to keep the film as close to the book as possible, whereas Ryan and Blake began making changes, which is odd to me because usually that's something that a director does, but now the main actress seems to have more creative control over the movie than the director, and this causes a lot of tension on the set. You can see in the interviews with Justin Baldoni that he has a passion for spreading awareness that this movie is about DV. He constantly talks about it, but people weren't even aware this was the main topic in the film because of how it was being promoted by Blake, kind of like Barbie was, in the way about like, look at these outfits and here's my fun bubbly personality, and most people thought it was just a rom-com. And an example of that is with this cover that we need to look at right here. So this is the movie poster that is currently being promoted, and the reason why Blake is on it is because, I mean, people love Blake Lively. Cover is kind of Lifetime movie generic. It's not really giving anything. However, the original movie poster I love. I love this poster. This one is actually one that I feel like would pique my curiosity more about the movie. The thing I've seen people say too is that they feel like Blake Lively is trying to make this like a Barbieheimer moment, but it's so forced because, you know, her husband, Ryan Reynolds, which we all know her husband, she loves to tell us, but her husband, Ryan, who, you know, I also like Ryan. He's got his Wolverine Deadpool movie that's coming out at the same time, and she's giving almost like she watched the way that Margot Robbie promoted Barbie, and she's kind of trying to like give this that same sort of vibe, but like this isn't Barbie. This is a movie about a girl that is going through domestic abuse with her partner. You know what I mean? This isn't a Barbie moment like, look, I'm wearing Britney Spears' dress. I gotta show you guys this clip where she's talking about her chemistry with her co-star, okay? And this is where things get a little bit weird. Like, people believe that something happened on set between the two of them. The way that they're both going about promoting the movie is polar opposites, and you have people that are on the side of both things. Like, you have people who are really hating Blake right now and just feel like they're getting the ick with her. They feel like she's being very artificial, that she's taking from victims of domestic violence with how she's going about promoting her hair brand. Like, she released a hair brand announcement during the promotion of this film, which is a questionable decision. You have people who are very like, they're not into it. And then you have also people who are on this side who feel that her co-star Justin also has done something on set because he has hired Johnny Depp's lawyer that represented him. And at the time that he does this, suddenly a lot of this negative stuff is coming out about Blake at the same time that he hired this person. But there is definitely some weirdness. I don't really know, and I'm not going to claim to know what's going on. I'm just going to show you what is out there that we do know. So let's watch this video really quick.
The chemistry with Justin also was off the charts. I mean, really, truly, you fell in love with both couples, you know, with Lily, with both of them. And Blake, you always have a vision. So talk to me about how sometimes you were even the intimacy coordinator in some of those sexier scenes. Like, we saw you.
That shouldn't be happening, by the way. I just want to be clear that you should not be the intimacy coordinator. You should definitely hire intimacy coordinators, which we did have.
Well,
thank
you
goodness.
were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you seen
I actually just saw it too. It was on Instagram yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, like, you know, romance is really important. You're supposed to, you know, tell a story well and make people feel, but you're also supposed to do it in a way that...
She didn't seem to want people to know that she was the intimacy. She was coordinating the intimacy between them. I don't know if that was just like her having an issue with control. Then you also have this clip of her right here where somebody was filming her while she was being directed by Justin, and there seems to be a small little bit of dispute here. It's not a big dramatic thing, but it just seems like he's telling her to do something and she's just kind of like, fine, whatever, I'll do it. Apparently he has like these back issues, right? And he had to lift her up during one of these scenes. And he went and he asked somebody what her weight was before he had to lift her up because he didn't want to hurt his back. I don't want to talk about my weight with people, you know what I mean? So I can understand not wanting to do that. But also at the same time, if somebody has to pick you up and they have back issues, it's a different situation. It has come out that she was allegedly really uncomfortable on set with him and that he had kissed her too long in certain moments. So, I mean, there's people coming from both angles. This is her on the red carpet, and people have been bringing up this clip. So let's watch this one. Basically telling them, she's like, you know, you guys need to be quiet because I'm doing an interview. I'll come see you after, but be quiet. I'm doing an interview. And it's funny because somebody's like, I love you. And she's like, I know. Just give me a minute. I don't know. I feel like the only reason why I would eyeball that one weird is just because of this other one that I've seen that I will show you guys here in a minute. But honestly, if I was on this red carpet, I would be so unbelievably distracted by being yelled at. I wouldn't be able to focus.
No clear ones, you know better.
We got a photo?
Okay, so the context of that situation right there where she says no clear ones, you know better. So apparently if someone who's famous signs something that's clear, they're able to like replicate their signature and then sell it as if it's an original when it's not, make money off of it. So the reason why she wasn't signing that one was because she thought she was going to go and sell it.
Start with you. Most of us, if we're lucky enough to run into a celebrity in public, we only have a few moments to maybe speak with you guys. But for people who see this movie, who relate to the topics of this movie, on a deeply personal level, they're really going to want to talk to you. This movie is going to affect people, and they're going to want to tell you about their life. So if someone understands the themes of this movie, comes across you in public, and they want to really talk to you, what's the best way for them to be able to talk to you about this? How would you recommend they go about it?
Like asking for like my address or my phone number or like my location share. Or I could just location share you, and then we could. I'm just curious about
social security number.
I'm a Virgo, so I'm like, are we talking logistics? Are we talking emotionally?
I'm also a Virgo, but I would have heard his question and be able to answer it. Like, he's not asking you, hey, if people show up to your house and want to talk to you about DV, like, how are you going to go about it? Like, for instance, in this situation, he's trying to ask you a question and you're not even answering his question. Like, she's just been a bit like, her attitude has been kind of off-putting is the best way to go about it. I haven't been vibing with it. Like, it's like she thinks she's being cutesy cute or something, but it's actually not. It's kind of giving everybody the ick.
Darkness or sadness, that's your character. Or if you're light and levity and love and joy and hope, then that's your character. You don't often see a woman that gets to be so multifaceted because you don't often see messy women in film. And so to be able to be a woman who's contradicting herself, but yet it makes complete sense, and seeing the messiness of the human experience, I think is a beautiful thing to see because it makes people feel.
I don't know if that was really the best wording to use when you're describing a woman who's a victim of DV by calling her messy. I don't know if that's exactly the message you want to be sending. I don't think she practiced for these interviews at all. It comes off, the best way to describe it is that her heart isn't in the message that they could be sending and the support they could be giving to women who experience this. It comes off like she just wanted to do the movie, but like doesn't actually have a passion for helping women who go through this. This is the one that made me want to do this video, to be honest. It's so bad. So basically, Blake Lively is pregnant here. She's already announced her pregnancy. Everybody knows she's pregnant. The interviewer did not out her pregnancy. It was already known. There's even parts throughout this interview where she's holding her bump, okay? And as someone who's been pregnant before, I had been congratulated on my bump and I never took it offensively. It comes off bizarre behavior to me to take offense to this and then proceed to be as rude as she was.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
Oh.
My bump.
You've got two nice ones.
That's weird.
They are kind of bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it out.
Thank you. Thank you. You like the movie? Or
Everyone wants to talk about the clothes, but I wonder if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would. I love Jesse's suits and
that's what
how
I'm saying.
I feel like she's just trying to be really rude right here.
I know. He's so great.
High-waisted pants.
He's so great.
I wish men wore high-waisted pants.
Like the way that she isn't even looking at them at all. She's like staring at this person on the couch talking with someone else and completely ignoring her existence is so rude. Like, she was not trying to be rude congratulating you on your bump. Like, she wasn't trying to be rude. Like, that's what happens when you're pregnant. If you've been pregnant, you know it's not a rude thing to do, but it is rude, however, to look at somebody who's not pregnant and congratulate them on their bump like how she just did.
No.
Still. Or their father with his tank top in bed.
It's so
Just
good.
like, it's just like
Did you
that.
catch
You can feel
the
it.
tablecloth on the light? And
This is very mean girl behavior, how they're not even looking at her and they're completely ignoring her existence.
Everything, you know.
Yeah, it's not just the women that have the clothes.
But
I feel like the women
Victoria-
get the conversation, but it's like every detail with everybody.
Yeah,
It's so,
it was
so
amazing
beautiful.
to look at.
Steve's
and then to see
white
it.
suits.
Yes.
And then
What do you feel like is the
I don't like that.
misconceptions about fame and Hollywood in general?
I think the idea that people think that they know you, I think because of the how intrusive media is these days, there's people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work.
She's
and
throwing
your
shade.
personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you. So I think the biggest misconception I see often is people feeling like they know someone that they don't, because they know what the media has created of someone. And the disappointing thing is when you meet the people, they're always so much more awesome than they're portrayed to be. I mean, that's normally my experience. And even people that are portrayed to be really great people, they're just a lot more complicated and interesting and nuanced and caring and thoughtful. And that's always nice, you know, to see that your idea of someone
isn't always who they actually are.
It sounds like in that part that she's like trying to imply like you were being invasive into my personal life by congratulating my bump and you don't know me, and the media tries to get in your personal business. Like, no girl, it was just one comment. It's a very normal, she was trying to like inch into the interview. Like, come on, nobody cares more about your pregnancy.
Great today at your job, you know, then I would be happy.
They're like turned towards each other. I hate this.
That's not the truth. It's I don't think that makes someone happy.
So you don't like, are we swapping cards?
That's my phone. Hold on a second.
No, she wasn't saying she didn't like it. She was talking about, you asked what type of and she was saying that fame or success,
there's a
money
misconception.
doesn't equate happiness.
Yeah, no.
Happiness equates happiness.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Oh, I felt really bad for that interviewer. Like, you could see her get increasingly more uncomfortable throughout the interview. And like, even when she's talking and asking the question, Blake won't look at her. She's acting like she did something so terrible to her. Wow, that's sassy. Is there something out of context here? Like, if you've ever been in a situation where you have two people that are friends and they're talking and acting like you don't exist, like that is a very hurtful environment to be in. I feel really bad for the interviewer. I don't know. The internet and social media and people are turning on Blake Lively. You guys are gonna have to let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, none of this looks good. It's all looking pretty bad. Interesting timing of this interview to pop up though, because this isn't current times. So I wonder why it popped up now and not before. Is it part of a distraction? It doesn't change that she was rude in it, but I'm just curious what's going on here. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you guys would like to see me keep up with this, definitely give it a like, leave me a comment, let me know. Check my Patreon out and members content if you would like to. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more videos like this, and I will see you soon for another video.